Good morning, guys. Happy coffee talk. It's Tuesday morning here. It is snowy and frozen. It snowed Sunday, and it is freezing cold, like in the teens, single digits. So it is just going to be ice cube outside. It's like a giant cooler. And I think we're supposed to get more snow later in the week. And so it's kind of nice, and then also kind of cold and annoying because the roads suck. Let's just dive straight into coffee talk message, and I'll share my coffee cup and my coffee at the end. It's the week of New Year's. This is the week that everybody starts to think about New Year's resolutions, what's going to be different next year. It's just normal. You've heard me mention on here before. I'm not knocking it. There are some New Year's resolutions that are kind of, just talking, probably most, but I don't hate the fact that this week makes us think about things. I kind of like it, actually. Turning of the year, turning of the seasons, the fact that we think about it with a purpose of maybe, going into next year, I want to do this differently, or this is what, I want to achieve by this time next year. That's not bad. The trick, though, is the New Year's resolutions don't tend to be anything that people follow through on. It tends to be thoughts that are unaccompanied by any actual action or any actual change. And so that's why they give us that like weird vibe feeling, because we've all made, myself included, New Year's resolutions that we haven't stuck to. And oftentimes, because we have that memory, we still want to play the game. We still want to participate in making the biggest sweeping New Year's resolution ever. But most of the time, I think people don't actually believe that they're going to do it. We don't really have that faith in ourselves anymore because we've made this promise before and we just haven't done anything about it. Whether your resolution is to spend less time on your phone, or to start eating healthier, or to join the gym, or to read more books, or to spend less time at the office. Oftentimes we have these resolutions, but then only a few weeks go by and everything's back the way that it was. So something about the resolution process doesn't work. So I'm not going to say, again, I'm not saying it's bad. I like the fact that we have this, turn of the year to take a moment and commit to things. But what if we could make resolutions actually work? That would be interesting, right? What if we could look into next year and say, this is what I want to be different. These are the things that I'm committed to. And that actually happened. Can you even believe that? I think even saying it out loud makes me feel nervous, and I hope it makes you feel nervous too. What if you followed through? That would be crazy. Maybe the way that we're framing our resolutions is part of the problem, because we tend to choose things that are outcome type of resolutions. I want to lose 20 pounds next year. I want to do, I want to spend less time at the office. And so we have these sort of end states. I'm spending less time at the office. I have lost 20 pounds. I've read 100 books. I have done these things. Not saying that's bad. But again, these things aren't really working. So what if instead you just made a resolution that looked a little bit smaller? I bet it would work. I bet if you resolved, really that's what we're talking about. You have the resolve, so you are resolute about what's going to happen next year. Instead, you choose something that's more process oriented. So for example, a process oriented goal wouldn't necessarily be that you have read 100 books, but maybe that you spend 15 minutes a day reading. So the process is that you're committed to that 15 minutes a day. It's a little bit more doable, less daunting, more easy to stick to, because there's 0.0 reasons why you can't read for 15 minutes a day, whether that's 3 pages or 30 pages, but you could do that. And then ultimately, I don't know how many books you'll read. Let's see. Similarly, instead of thinking to yourself, well, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. That's fine. It's not that that's bad, but again, that resolution doesn't work. What if you stuck with a process-oriented goal? I am going to commit to a 20-minute walk every day with my dogs. I am going to commit to grocery shopping on Sundays. That's what I'm committed to in the New Year's. I'm going to grocery shop on Sundays to fill my house with reasonable choices so I don't end up having to eat out. Process oriented. Could you lose 20 pounds? Yep, you could. You could lose 20 pounds from doing just those two things. And I'm not even kidding. Eating more food at home, grocery shopping on Sundays, and adding walking in when you're otherwise not walking can help you lose 20 pounds over the next year. But the goal being to do the things, not necessarily to achieve the outcome. Because who knows? Maybe you commit to a process goal. So maybe you commit to a process thing and you actually way surpass what you would have set out as your, milestone marker. Maybe you're like, I need to save money in 2022. I got to save money. So my resolution is no more blah, 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 and I'm going to save $5,000. Well, or you can make it a process-oriented goal. Every time I do X, I deposit $5 in my savings account. Process-oriented. How much money will you save at the end of the year? I don't know, but you're probably going to stick to it because $5 is doable. I'd say $5. That's not hard. I spend $5. That's not hard. I spend $5 on coffee all the time. That's not hard at all. So saving $5 also not hard. So I could commit to that. What if I had to save $5 every time I spent $5 on coffee? Whoa. So it sounds a lot less daunting than I'm going to put $5,000 or $50,000 somewhere. That feels daunting and that's overwhelming. I don't even know if I can get started. Whereas I'm going to put $5 away every time I buy coffee this year at Starbucks. Whoa, we're going to be saving some money and probably changing my coffee buying behavior at the same time. So as you go into the new year, I want you to think about not that you couldn't make resolutions, but that instead of resolving for the outcome, I want you to make a resolution around the process. I want you to commit to doing something, not just achieving something. Let the achievement happen later. I want you to commit to the doing part, to the process part. I want you to think about what are the actions that are required to get what you want. What would you need to do in order to get that? And then commit to that piece. Figure out how you're going to do that piece and let the outcome or the achievement be a byproduct of it. This is my favorite way to approach weight loss, by the way. When we go into I need to lose 20 pounds or I need to lose 50 pounds and we are just focused on that, we tend to want and be willing to try just about anything to achieve that goal, to check that milestone box. But when we more focus on a process-oriented goal around taking care of ourselves, treating ourselves better, eating better, moving more, connecting with other people who are on a similar journey, when we focus on those process points, we can commit to them and actually do them. They're far more supportive of our entire person. They help us feel more valuable. They help us be committed to the long game. All of the things that build your relationship with yourself. When you do a process-oriented approach to change, that's what happens. And then the weight loss is a byproduct of it. The weight loss happens because you have committed to the process part. And because you've committed to the process part, you're able to stick with it. You're able to do it consistently. And that gets you those results. So that's my coffee talk message for this morning. I'd love to hear if this is what you needed. I want to hear what your resolutions are. So shoot me a DM on Instagram and let me know. Let me know what you are resolved to for next year in your process. What processes are you committed to? And then let's see what outcomes it creates. So my coffee this morning, P.S., Black Rifle Coffee in this amazing, beautiful pottery mug that I got from Annapolis Pottery. It's brown. If you're just listening, it's brown and green and looks like a seashell. So I'm all about it. I got it at Annapolis Pottery for the Fit Me events in Maryland this year. And last but not least, On Track, which is our 4-week entry point into Fit Me, starts on Monday. Why would you want to do On Track? For exactly the reasons we just talked about on this episode. Exactly the reasons. We will show you how to do those process-oriented changes that you can stick to. So we will coach you on the Fit Me method for making those changes, and then it will lead to that outcome that you want. You'll start to see the physical changes. You're going to start to feel better. Your clothes are going to fit better. You're going to be less bloated. You're going to have more energy. You're going to start to see changes, but we are focused on that process piece as opposed to like, let's lose 25 pounds in a month. January game. Those games don't work. What I'm going to show you does work. So On Track starts on Monday. It's $97 for the 4-week program. You'll be able to use what you do inside of that program for the rest of your life. So I'll drop the link in the comments and in the show notes, and I would love to have you join us. So thanks as always for tuning in for Coffee Talk. If you haven't done so, subscribe to Coffee Talk on your favorite podcast platform. And if you are not in our Facebook group, then search Fit Me Free Community on Facebook and come check us out. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.